Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show today called NG 英文. My name is John Drummond, or Yang Haoen.
Hello， 大家好，欢迎回到我们西平方的节目 NG 英文，我是 Angela。We
have a great episode for you today with our good friend Mary, who's known around the Taiwanese community as the Queen of Kombucha.
是的，今天我们很幸运的邀请到了高中排球教练兼漫步茶创办人 Mary 来到 NG 英文，跟大家聊漫步茶的起源，跟他对排球的热爱，以及一路走来学各国语言的经验分享。
But before we get to the interview with Mary and I, Angela is going to help us break down some different words to express upset in English and Chinese. Mary shares a story about how she was upset one day after work and said upstairs instead. It's a wonderful little story that she will share later in the interview. Yeah. So take it away, Angela, here on NG 英文。
好的，没问题 John， 谢谢你的介绍。对啊，等一下呢 Mary 会跟我们提到有一次她因为心情不好，想要跟男朋友表达内心情绪，但是不小心单字发音没有发好，反而讲成另外一个跟难过生气完全没有关系的字。所以今天我们就来带大家认识5个唱这个伤心酒店凶心剧点的时候最适合用的形容词。赶快把 NG cheat sheet 你的 NG 英文笔记小抄准备好，我们要开始咯。首先，除了像等一下在访谈中提到的 upset 这种形容带有一些难过成分在的不高兴以外，这个字 annoyed 也很常用哦。像是如果有人明明迟到了，或是做错某件事情，结果还一个没什么大不了的样子，或是说你好心借人家东西，但每次呢都没有物归原主，让你很不高兴，那这时候呢就可以说 I am really annoyed。 再来这个 frustrated也可以学起来哦。 Frustrated 通常呢是用在当你某件事情做了很多次，或是讲了很多遍，但是都不见效，内心整个很精疲力尽，力不从心，心力交瘁那一种。像可能今天跟另一半又在因为一件已经沟通很多遍的事情又来吵架，但你不竟然是在生气，而是觉得很沮丧，好像怎么做都没有用，怎么又是这样子。这时候呢就可以说I am not mad, I'm just frustrated. 我不是在生气，我只是有点灰心，有点气馁这样子。不过这边要注意哦，这句话里面的 mad 它是比较偏美式英文用法，所以在这里指的是生气火大那一种。但如果是英式英文的话呢，就会变成是比较像偏 crazy， 有点像是发疯的那一种。另外一个跟 frustrated 很类似的还有 deflated。好，这个字它表达的意思很像是我们中文里面的一个说法。假设呢有一个人很郁卒，很这个郁卒，很气馁，那我们一般就可能会形容人家像是一个泄了气的气球嘛，对不对？同样道理，这个字 deflate 它本来就有这个给气球放气的意思，所以如果你说某位毒舌天后好了，口不择言，讲出来的话让你很泄气，就可以说I'm just feeling a bit deflated. 我只是觉得有一点很气馁，很泄气这样。那通常这种情况我们大概也都多少会有一些这样子受伤啦齁。那这个受伤的话呢，各位听众朋友们，你们知道怎么说吗？没错，就跟我们实际身体受伤一样，不管是心理还是生理的受伤都可以用 hurt, H-U-R-T。 所以如果有人说 I'm hurt，那就要从前后文或是情况去判断说对方是不是哪里受伤了，还是内心被谁伤到了。这样子大家有比较了解了吗？希望刚才讲到这5个用法对你的英文学习之路有所帮助。如果刚才有漏掉没有听到或是写下来的也不用担心，可以上我们的 Spotify 或是 YouTube 频道，随时要听几次就给他听几次。有什么问题也欢迎在底下留言让我们知道哦。那如果大家都准备好了的话，我们就赶快进入今天的访谈内容，听听 Mary 的分享吧。
All right. As always, thank you, Miss Angela Ma, for that wonderful NG 英文 breakdown. My guest today is Italian. She is an entrepreneur, volleyball coach, lover of healthy lifestyles, artist, model, and so much more. So everyone, please welcome my good friend, Mary.
Hi.
What's up, Mary? Thank you for joining us this morning on NG 英文.
Thank you for inviting. Hello, everyone.
Yes. So, Mary, you have quite an incredible story of how you actually ended up here in Taiwan. So, I wanted to start with, we met about 3 years ago. Is that right?
Oh, yes. Yes, about 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago when you were traveling. But at that time, you were living full-time in London, England.
Yes, I was.
And most recently, in February of 2020, you came here to travel again and got stuck.
Yes.
So, can you share about that story?
访谈一开始，他们谈到说大概2-3年前，两个人在旅行途中认识的时候呢 ，Mary 还住在英国，但今年2月因为决定要给自己的生涯规划暂停1年，重新踏上旅途，所以把家当统统都变卖掉，身上呢扛着一纸背包，就展开他为期1年的壮游。只是呢，这个世事难料。在去了南美洲几个月学西班牙文，终于来到亚洲之后，本来打算在去完泰国和马来西亚，要到新加坡重新整顿行程的 Mary， 因为我们这个疫情爆发，新加坡机场关闭，变得必须要重新去安排行程。幸好呢，后来想说也是可以趁这个时候回来台湾见见老朋友啊，所以就先来待个几天，计划下一步怎么走。结果呢，没想到这个时候欧洲疫情状况开始急转直下，各个国家呢都开始封城，开始取消班机，连他在意大利的家乡小镇也是出现很多确诊案例，让Mary真的是有够担心，而且也因为这肺炎的关系被困在台湾，到现在呢已经7个多月了。这边我们讲到的壮游，就是英语系国家不少年轻人常说的 gap year， 字面上它直接翻译是间隔年，那其实实际上表达的通常都是从生涯规划中空出1年来旅游的意思。赶快听 Mary 的故事吧。
So this time I actually decided to leave everything. So I left my job, I left my house, I sold pretty much everything I had in London, and I decided to go for like a gap year.And I just took a backpack on my shoulders and I went like South America first for a few months because I wanted to kind of learn Spanish properly, and then pop over to Asia, like a month in Thailand, a few days in Malaysia, and then I was supposed to go to Singapore to decide if I wanted to go Sri Lanka or I wanted to go to Japan, but they closed Singapore airport, so I didn't manage to go to Singapore. So I had to choose like a different option, and I really felt like I wanted to come back to Taiwan for a little bit. After 6 months of travels, I just wanted to like catch up with some friends, such as Mr. John. But after literally 5 days that I was here, I still didn't decide like when I was gonna go fly to Japan. That is exactly the day that actually Italy and Europe started to have the virus hit. So that's when everything, all the airports shut down and all flights got cancelled. Fortunately, I didn't get mine yet because I didn't decide. But the day I arrived to Taiwan was the day that Italy got the first case. And that was actually exactly in my family's village.Yeah,
I remember being with you during that time, and that was extremely serious.
That was very stressful.
You were dealing with a lot of emotions, and I'm really sorry, but I'm trying to see some beauty of now you being stuck here essentially for 7 months and what you've created for yourself and how you've adapted and began to survive, I think is really something special. And now in Taiwan, you are doing 2 extremely powerful things. The first one being now you're a high school volleyball coach, which I know means so much to you. And the second is you have started your own kombucha brand. So let's start with volleyball. Can you take us through what does volleyball mean to you and how has it been to coach Taiwanese high school students here?
前面提到呢 Mary 她因为目前疫情的关系被困在台湾，当初打算腾出1年来壮游的计划整个要打掉重练，但是呢大家也知道这危机呢就是转机，对吧？我们这位 Mary 就是一个很好的例子，不但没有因为疫情被困住就气馁对人生叹气，反而现在还成为一位高中排球教练，甚至呢开始经营一个自己的康普茶事业。 他说排球对他来讲大概就等于人生挚爱吧，大概以前从10岁就开始打，一直打到18岁，一心就想要成为职业选手。虽然说现在不是打职业排球，但是也继续走在排球路上，当了排球教练。整个觉得说我被困在台湾应该是命中注定的吧，这样子才可以继续延续我的这个排球梦想，朝排球梦前进。这边他用到的这个字 coach 是当作动词来用哦，有训练培训的意思。像他说他现在在一间高中里面 coach volleyball， 就是说他在高中教排球。好，那如果像 John 说的他是一位 volleyball coach， 变成是当作名词教练来用的话，那就变成是排球教练的意思哦，很有趣吧？
I literally get goosebumps when I speak about volleyball.I started playing volleyball when I was 10 years old, and it really meant everything until I was 18 years old. I reached the only thing I wanted to do in my life was playing volleyball, and I wanted to become a professional volleyball player. And now that I had this opportunity to coach volleyball here in Taiwan, I kind of felt that this was the whole reason why I got stuck here.Yeah,
Mary, I love that. And I think that is really a special thing that you get to reconnect with one of your main passions in life of volleyball. And now you get to share that with students here in Taiwan. So moving on then to your side project, as you are an entrepreneur here in Taiwan, you have created an incredible kombucha drink company. And you have named it Manbucha.In Chinese, which I love, like go slow, because the process of creating kombucha is a slow process. So can you share the story with our audience about what is kombucha and what is manbucha?
在上段内容里，我们提到 Mary 她现在除了在台湾当高中排球教练以外，也在因缘际会下建立了一个自己的漫步茶品牌，来经营她 kombucha 康普茶事业。不过这到底是什么呢？ What is kombucha?Kombucha 它其实是一个充满益生菌的发酵茶，它含有丰富的维他命哦，而且对促进我们的免疫系统啦，或是我们的肠道健康都非常有帮助。等一下他会讲到这个 Probiotics， 就是我们常常电视广告里面都会听到的益生菌啊齁。那至于为什么会想要开始经营这茶的事业呢？其实是因为一开始被卡在台湾的时候，到处都找不到哪里可以买它的 kombucha 它的康普茶，所以呢就开始自己做。有一次不小心做太多就分给朋友喝嘛，结果没想到备受喜爱，大受好评，才让他有了这个创业的念头。
So kombucha is essentially a probiotic fermented tea. So it's packed with a lot of vitamins such as like B12 as well, which a lot of people are lacking on, and it's super good for your gut health, for your immune system, for health in general, and for digestion. Manbucha is coming from the need that I used to have for probiotics. So I couldn't find kombucha anywhere in Taipei when I got stuck here at the beginning, and I really, it's a product I really love drinking when I'm back in London. So I started making it myself because I couldn't find it anywhere. So I was making too much of it, and my friends also kind of liked it. So I started giving it away, and boom, I just started a business.
What I love about this is you have such a specialty for words and marketing, as manbu cha is such a play on kombucha. But can you share, what does the name manbu cha mean to you?
前面讲到说 Mary 她之前误打误撞开始卖起自己做的 kombucha， 还取了一个漫步茶这样子的名字，建立起自己的品牌。但是大家知道她这个漫步茶名字所隐含的意思吗？这其实大有来头哦。没有啦，他说其实呢一开始只是想要把 kombucha 跟自己的名字 Mary 的这个 M 做结合，想说就叫他 Manbucha。后来他朋友台湾室友啊就跟他说Manbucha 的这个漫步跟我们中文的漫步，那个太空漫步的漫步很像。那后来又因为 Mary 过去几年啊，她这个生活步调实在是有点快，觉得自己呢应该要慢下脚步来，再加上做这种茶又是急不得，是非常需要耐心等待去慢慢让它发酵才行， 觉得整个茶这个制作过程跟它的过去，还有这名字漫步实在是非常非常的合拍，所以呢才取了这样子的名字，来提醒大家说，在忙碌的生活中，也要记得把脚步放慢，静下心来，慢慢的一步一步把自己的健康建立起来。赶快来听这段分享吧。
So Mambu, I actually wanted to make it sound like Mary. That was very bad from the beginning. But then because I live with a lot of Taiwanese, I asked them what Mambu could mean. And so they told me, well, Mambu kind of means walk slowly. And I was like, well, that's perfect because I went to a journey the past few years where I felt like I was running too fast and I needed to slow down. And it also reminds the process of making kombucha that the fermentation process takes about 3 weeks. So, and there is no way to speed up this process. So you're gonna have to wait and you're gonna have to be patient and you're gonna have to slow. So you're gonna have to slow your life down. Also, I like to say Mambu your journey to health because it's a slow process to get to a better health.
Yeah, I love that. Such a true story because so many people, think they can take a pill to get skinny or 15 minutes on the treadmill and they can lose all their fat. No, health is every day, the choices we make, what we eat, what we do, what we read, what we consume, it all is an ecosystem.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle, yeah, for building a healthy life. I love that. So I wish you nothing but success, and I will be one of your biggest fans and clients as you continue on this journey to health. So if you don't mind us transitioning a little bit into language, you are a lover of language as you grew up in Italy, speaking Italian, but then I believe your next language was French, is that right?
接下来我们要来谈谈 Mary 她丰富的语言学习经验。她除了本身的母语意大利文以外呢，学生时期也有学英文和法文。后来因为对法文这个情有独钟，在18岁的时候就搬去了法国，把在学校学到的句型啦、文法啦、单字，通通都搬出来用。所以在1年之内就讲了一口流利的法文。后来也因为这样子发现自己对语言有这样子的天分，就决定说以后的每1年都要到一个国家去把当地的语言学起来。这边 Mary 有用到一个片语，大家可以收起来放口袋哦，说不定哪天会用到。这个 at the age of 意思是在某个岁数的时候。好，所以他说 at the age of 18就是18岁的时候。那虽然说如果我们讲 when I was 18也同样可以表达相同的意思，但有时候换句话说可以让你整个人金光闪闪这样子闪闪发光。好，那如果是写文章的话，也可以让你的句子看起来更有变化哦。
Oh, yes, it was. So I started learning French and English actually at the same time in school, but started to get very passionate about French. So at the age of 18, I actually moved to France and I managed to get into practice what I learned at school very well. And within a year, I was fluent in French. And that kind of started to give me that sparkle in my eyes and go like, oh, wow, if I learn French so fast, I can learn any other language. So let me go to some other places and learn one language every year.
Wow, Mary. Yeah, that is so incredible. So 1 year in a new place to learn a new language like Spanish and English and French. Incredible. So your journey, though, with English then was in part a big reason because you moved to London, England. Is that right?
前面我们不是有说到 Mary 自从发现搬到法国1年内自己的法文变得无比流利之后，决定以后每1年都要搬到一个国家去学新的语言吗？那接下来他要跟大家分享当年搬到英国学英文的经验分享。其实他跟我们一样，小时候大概在10岁左右就开始学英文了，只是万万没有想到在英国却一个字都听不懂诶。所以为了要突破这个关卡呢，他就不断的强迫自己要去适应，要在这个只能说英文的环境里面去从牙缝之间挤出字来讲，让自己去多练习。
Yes, so I learned actually English when I moved to UK. So there was no way I would have learned English otherwise. I'm not a big like academical person, so I wouldn't really learn English just studying. In fact, I was studying English for a very long time, since I was 10 years old, but once I moved to UK, I understood absolutely nothing. And so I had to force myself into a country that I had no option of speaking another language.
So as you are such an environment learner, you know, you learn by where you go, it sounds like so well. Can you share some tips and advice with our audience about what really helps you understand a language?
在这段访谈中呢，我们要请 Mary 来给大家一些学语言的小撇步哦。她等一下说这一句 Do not ask yourself why， 就是不要问自己为什么，不用一直问说为什么这样为什么那样，就学就对了。 Mary 说当初英文对她来讲也是完全一个什么道理规则都讲不通的语言，但是她一样还是把自己丢到那个只能说英文的环境里去练习去学去适应，到现在啊已经变成是她最常用来表达自己的一个语言了。因为她也提到在伦敦学英文真的让她大开眼界，发现原来英文的定义这么的广。不过这是什么意思呢？好，相信各位也知道，在伦敦这国际大城有来自各个国家的人，所以很自然呢也会听到很多各种不同的英文口音，像是印度口音啦、拉丁口音或是法国口音等等，所以也因为这样子让他有很多机会接触练习各种不一样的英文。
My biggest advice is do not ask yourself why.
Do not ask yourself why. Oh my God, that's amazing. Keep going.
Do not ask yourself why, because English absolutely made absolutely no sense for me at the beginning. But right now, I think is the language I express myself the most.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I've seen you express yourself in Italian with your mother, and that is something.
There's just shouting. There's just shouting.
That is so passionate. And yeah, I mean, I've had some very deep, wonderful talks with you about life in English, and I know that that is something that you are very comfortable in, and that could be all thanks to London, England, and UK.
The fact that I learned my English in London, I think it gave me even a bigger picture of what English is, because you don't get just one accent. You got Latino accents, you got Indian accents, you got a lot of like French accents, you got all different type of accents in English in London, that it really does give you a bigger understanding, a bigger let's say exercise of your understanding of English.
I love that, Mary. So a question I love to ask here on the show to help you relate to our audience and our audience relate to you is, do you remember any time you kind of stumbled over any English words when you were learning?
接下来呢 Mary 要跟各位分享一个她之前把某个字的发音跟另外一个字搞混的有趣故事。她说之前在伦敦英文还不是很好的时候，有天下班心情很糟，回家想要跟男朋友抱怨，结果本来是想要说自己心情很 upset 很烦很不开心，但却不小心把它讲成很 upstairs 很这个在楼上的意思，从 I am upset 我不高兴变成 I am upstairs 我在楼上。虽然说当时没有正确表达自己的情绪，但也因为这样子变成之后跟男朋友之间的一个小笑话。那就像我们前面在 NG 英文里面提到的，除了 upset 以外呢，建议大家也多用其他的形容词来表达内心的负面情绪哦。
Oh yeah, I remember I got into a relationship the first few years in the UK, and I still didn't speak very well. And one day I came back from work and I was really angry for some reason. And I started telling my boyfriend the story, and I told him like, I'm so upstairs. But in reality, like I wanted to say I'm so upset, and he wouldn't understand why I say upstairs. That stayed in our relationship a moment when I was upset, he would always cheer me up, saying like, are you upstairs?
And instantly you would laugh, right?
And yes, I would start laughing and forgetting.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Yeah, so confusing. You wanted to say I am upset, but you said upstairs.
Upstairs, yes.
Oh my God, that's so cute. I love it. I love it. And what a beautiful little story that is. All right, Mary. Well, unfortunately, that is leading us to our last question here on NG Ingwen. and that is, if you could go back and talk to a younger Mary, would there be any advice you give yourself about language or life?
访谈最后，我们一样要来问 Mary， 她如果可以回到过去，给以前的自己一些人生建议，会想要跟自己说些什么嘞？其实她说对于自己的过去，觉得一切都好了，没有什么是觉得说，当初应该可以怎么样做会更好。不过她还是有2句简洁有力的话想要送给各位。Choose friends wisely. Visit family often. 什么意思呢？就是说我们要多多跟家里联络，要谨慎交朋友。正所谓在家靠父母，出外靠朋友嘛，对不对？没想到意大利人在这方面跟我们的观念是这么相似。赶快来听访谈最后这段分享吧。
I am absolutely in love with my past, so I wouldn't change a thing. But if I had to say something to my younger self, I would say choose your friends wisely and go back and see your family more often.
Very, very nicely said. Yes, I couldn't agree more. Choose your friends wisely and go see your family. I know that means so much to you and me. Well, Mary, I'm so grateful that you are now stuck in Taiwan, as it has been a pleasure to get to know you more, call you a good friend, and see your growth and your journey unfolding with your businesses and your career. So where can people find more about Mambucha online and maybe more about your life online?
So we are on Instagram as Mambucha and on Facebook as Kombucha Taiwan.
Okay, Mambucha, there you go, on IG, and Kombucha Taiwan on Facebook. Wonderful, Mary. Well, it's always a pleasure to see you and chat more with you, and I wish you nothing but success. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Peace. All right. Well, that is our NG Ingwen show for today. We hope everyone enjoyed listening to that. You can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now Spotify. You can search NG Ingwen, or you can search on IG, NG English ICRT. And don't forget to tune in every Wednesday morning from 6:30 to 7 and Wednesday night from 9 to 9:30. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
好，那我们今天西平方的节目 NG 英文就到这边告一段落啦，感谢大家的收听，别忘了到 IG 搜寻我们的粉丝专页 NG English 再底线 ICRT， 大家也要记得每周三早上6点半到7点，或是晚上9点到9点半，把广播调到 ICRT FM 100，准时收听我们节目哦。那也欢迎各位上网搜寻西平方的攻其不备课程，或者呢是到我们西平方的官网多读读一些有关 NG 英文的文章，看看有哪些是可以吸收学起来的小撇步哦。我们下周见了，拜拜。